Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My name is Alhaji Suleiman Haruna Suleiman. I'm the leader of Hausa community in Enugu, Sarkin Hausawa, and also chairman United Intercommunity Forum that comprises of all the non-speaking Igbo communities in Enugu State, Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, Tiv, and other languages that are from the north.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Alright viewers, welcome back to Inside Africa 360 Media. Benjamin Okoro here, and welcome to another episode of our one-on-one with African leaders.
I was banned in 2022 after the death of my brother, Sarki Ado. That was when my people and the kingmakers decided to make me the Sarkin Hausawa of Enugu State. I was born in Enugu State. Igbo ekele mmono. Afa m bụ Alhaji Haruna Suleiman. Abụ m onye ọsọ onye Igbo. Maka na amụ m n'Enugu ebe a. To say, abụ m onye Kano State, but m ga-agwa unu that na m amaghị ebe bụ my local government in Kano. I've never been to my local government in Kano. So, Enugu State, be ebe amụrụ. Enugu State, be ebe na-eme by business. Enugu State, be ebe mmalụ. I don't know any other place. Assalamu alaikum. Sunana Alhaji Haruna Suleiman. Ni ne sarkin Hausawa Enugu, kuma kamar yadda na faɗa da Inyamuranci, a nan aka haife ni, ba ni kadai ba, a nan aka haifa babana. Kakana da mahaifin kakana ne suka zo Enugu a wajen 1909. Mahaifin kakana ya koma, amma kakana was about 12-13 years lokacin. Shi ya zauna nan ya haife iyayenmu ga baki daya, mu ma ka zo ka haife ba.
Sarki, talking about your position as the king of Hausa community in Enugu State, how did you come about this position? Was it hereditary, and generally, how is the kingship structure of Hausa community here in Enugu? Is it something that is hereditary, or something that anyone can just wake up one day and become the king of Hausa?
Thank you. I think I will start from the beginning. I'm going to give the story of how you come about Sarkin Hausawa in Enugu. It was in 1909 when my grandfather and his dad came to Enugu through the rail line. That was when they were building a rail line. It come through Enugu to Port Harcourt. That was the time that they stay in Enugu. First of all, the first stop was at Zambo, that is a boy state now. From there, my grandfather and his dad came to Enugu. They were lucky to meet the father of Sisi Ono, the then governor of Anambra State, former Anambra State. His dad fell sick and he went back to the north, while my granddad was strong that time. He continued working with Sisi, the father of Sisi. Now, at a time, the man loves him, and he started asking him to start something, start trade. What do you have in the north that we don't have here? Go to the north and get something so that you can be selling and making money. These many jobs that you are doing here will not, because he's not educated. Now, my granddad went to the north and started bringing cows, the Hausa cow, not the Igbo type of cow. In the history, we know that he's the first person that bring Hausa cow to eastern Nigeria.
Wow.
So when the business starts going up, some of his siblings, workers, start following him to Enugu. That was how the Hausa man came to Enugu, or eastern Nigeria. He was the first person that started bringing them here. So it was at that time that some of them that come to settle here, they say, we cannot live here without a leader. Let us make Sule our sarki. That is how they crowned the first sarki of Enugu State.
So, from Sarki Sule to who?
Sarki Sule died during the war, but it is not because of the war. Because the land they went to go, that is Benue State, to stay. During the war, he had an accident. So after that, when the Hausas came back to Enugu, they decided to give my father the sarki, that is Sarkin Haruna, the son of Sarki Suleiman, my direct father. After that, Sarki Haruna died in 2016. Was the person that was nominated by the Hausa community to become the Sarki then. But I have a senior brother, my cousin brother. I said Sarki Idris Ado should become the Sarki that time, because I feel I was too young at the time. Sarki Idris Ado become the Sarki of Enugu till 2022 when we lost him. The same people, the kingmakers, the family, because what we do in the Hausa leadership, when a Sarki died, the family have to bring up a name and introduce to the people of the state. If he is accepted, then they have to crown him the Sarki. So my family, the Sule dynasty, bring up my name, and then I was crowned the Sarkin Hausawa.
Farin ciki mutane rairaye mu bayyana mu jero daidai mu taro daidai mu takura da takullami.
We must say a big kudos to you for the position on which your people deem fit, that the crown fits you. So this is from us inside Africa Exclusive Media. We're saying congratulations on this remarkable position you have. Now, as Sarkin Hausawa, the people under your leadership, how many people are we?
Well, Hausa in Enugu now should be looking at 18 to 20,000 people. Wow. 18 to 20,000. Because I will ask you, I will charge you to go to artisan markets, go to Garki Cow Market, go to Ugoba Market, go to Nightman, and you will see by yourself. We keep increasing. If you are on the road, you will see trailers coming into Enugu with cows. Not only cow, you will see my people, all the trailers that are coming in. More than 20 people will be on the trailer. They don't go back. They come here, do their businesses, take care people, all these people that are building wells in Enugu, the butchers, the cow sellers, artisans, we have them everywhere.
Are there other businesses that they do?
Many businesses, civil servants in Enugu.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, the dry fish is for the Kanuri people. Yes, those from Borno, we have them. They are also our brothers, they are Hausa people. They are among the inter-community that I'm just telling you. We have their leader too, which I plan to be their leader. So that when we're having our meeting, general meeting, also come to us. They are the people that are selling fish, onions, we have them there, or pepper, tomatoes, all these are donated by the Hausa people. Me, my business is buying and selling of quality, but Angela is only lead and zinc. That's what I do for now. I'm also into the cow business, but my main business is lead and zinc. Well, you should know that Hausa man is always, or at any time, at anywhere, he is trying to live peacefully with his neighbor. Our religion is Islam. Islam is peace. And I must tell you that an Igbo man is someone that doesn't look at your religion or your tribe. An Igbo man always look at his business. I never heard that the Igbos are fighting because of religion, but they are fighting because of ethnicity. Only what Igbo man fights for is his business, his money. Don't go to his money. You understand? So we have their children that are working with us too in this market. Our children are working with them in their own various markets, at their own various business, like this chain business. I have some of my boys there, like hotel business. They are all there, all the business are. What have you? The Hausa people and the Igbo people are doing business together. We don't have any ethnic problems in any. We used to settle matters. Maybe the one Igbo man and the Hausa man are having problems. They used to come to my palace, and if you see all the reports, 90% of it is he is owing me, you don't want to pay me. He is owing me, you don't want to pay me. So there is a very good understanding between the Hausa language and Igbo people. Thank you very much. You know, one good thing about Sarki in this Eastern Nigeria is you will meet everybody. The president is in Enugu, they will invite you. Any other governor from the north, you will be there. But little challenges that you will be having is a trailer gets problem in night man by 10 p.m. somebody will come and knock on your door. Once there's problem in artisan, somebody will come and knock on your door. Hausa and any Igbo, any other tribe have any problem anywhere, they'll come and knock on your door. I think 7 days a week, you must have a problem in your temple. I and my wife are having problem, they'll come to you. My husband is not feeding me, they'll come to you. Somebody is sick, we want to take him to the north, they'll come to you. So it is something that I know and something that I am expecting, because I grew up with my father. I was at a time his PA. I go to so many of these conflicts, I understand what is there. So it is very, very okay by me. My doors are open for all the problems of the community.
All right, Sarki. Now, talking about being open to your people and ready to be of help to them at any point in time, how has your leadership, how has your kingship been able to impact in the lives of your people ever since you emerged as the king of the Hausa community in Enugu?
Yeah, thank you very much. We have a little setback in Enugu State. And this is the question that I've been waiting for you to ask. The problem with us is education. A man from the north come to Enugu for his business, and he's a fish seller, he's a gold seller, cow or any other thing. All what he thinks is sell, make the profit, marry, have your children, and take them to the market to sell with him. When I come up, I start talking about the education of our children. I began to tell them that we don't have a local government chairman in Enugu. We don't have a rep member or a councillor. Let's start with a councillor in Enugu. It is because we are not going to school. We have our Arabic and English school in Uwan. We have been trying, calling the government to do something about that school, so that we can begin by free education, so that we can start forcing, I say forcing our people to bring their children to that school. We can start by taxing if we get any boy that's supposed to be in school in the markets. We put it in all our markets that we don't need from 1 to 15 in the market. So I think all my prayers and all what I've been trying to do, all my campaign to my people, is to show them the way, and the way is education. If you are educated tomorrow, you will see someone from camp pick it careful. House of Assembly in Enugu State. That is my prayers. Calling on my people to take their children to school. Education just like my Chinese friend said, Sarki, he is the person that introduced me to the lead business. Sarki, what is your business? I sell cows. It is not an international business. Nobody from America will ask you to send cow for him head to America. Look for a better business. And before you can go for a good business, or let me say today's business, you must be educated to interact with the other countries, other communities. We have been living in local businesses. We have been living in one place by doing the local businesses that our forefathers have been doing. So please, I want my people to open their eyes and see you cannot be fast now, you cannot make it now without education. Get your children to school, even if you do not go to the school, so that in the future you compete with other.
Thank you so much, Sarki. And now to the rest of the African community, the world at large. Is there anything that you wish to?
Peace. Praying for peace. Time have come. Democracy have brought so many things, good and bad things to us. He that doesn't have land want to have land because of democracy. He that doesn't have crown want to have crown because of democracy. So please, let us live together in harmony and peace, so that the world at large will go peacefully. There is nothing like peace. You can see Ukraine and Russia are having problem. America and others are having problem, but the price of food and fuel, gas is affecting Nigeria. So please, globally, peace.
Thank you so much, Sarki. Thank you so much. All right, viewers, heard it all from the Sarkin Hausawa in Enugu, the king of the Hausa community here in Enugu, called City State, Nigeria, West Africa. It's been an amazing moment with him. He's given his goodwill message to his people and a global message of peace to the entire world. Thank you so much for being part of this one-on-one with African leaders. We appreciate you, all our subscribers and new subscribers. Thank you so much, and remember us.